guys, this is Pfizer and welcome to another vlog. This is actually a pre-recorded vlog and it's all about how to make presentation slide for your title or final defense. Here we go. Okay. Now, what are the presentation format that you should use in your presentation or report? So it is comprises of 5 materials. Number 1, the introduction slides. Number 2, the materials and method slides. Number 3, the results and discussion slides. Number 4, the conclusion and future researchers slides. And lastly, the references cited slides. So for the introduction slides, you have to include here the statement of the problem, the objectives of the study, and a brief background information of your study. You should also be including here also the justification and the relevance of your study. In here, you have to justify to your panel members the main reason why you want to conduct this study and why this study need to be conducted. In here also, you try to answer the following questions. Number 1, why was the study done? Existing state of knowledge of this topic, and what are the specific objectives? And lastly, you have to clearly state the research question that you sought to answer. So that is for the introduction slides. For the materials and method slides, you have to include here a brief description of the procedure you use. This will include how did you collect the data or your data collection techniques, who were your respondents or the subjects studied, where is the location of the study, and the methods used to record, summarize, and analyze the data. For the results and discussion slides, you have to present your most important result. Sometimes this is the problem with presenters. They present too much tables and graphs in their presentation. You have to present only the most important results. So among the results that you have gathered, you have to present only the most important. Use equations, tables, and figures as appropriate. So in presenting table, see to it that the label for table is above the table and do not abbreviate the table for tab. For figures, the labels are below the figure, and see to it also that you do not abbreviate the figure as fig. Include an interpretation and evaluation of the results. So each table or graph presented in your study should have an interpretation and evaluation of the results. So you have to discuss what is the table, what is the figure all about. And then, if appropriate, you have to compare results with those from other studies. For the conclusion slides, you have to draw conclusions based on your findings. You have to answer what is written in your statement of the problem. Speculate on the broader meanings of the conclusions drawn, and you have to identify sources of error and any inadequacies of your study. For the reference cited slides, you have to list all the references cited in your text. So whatever citations you make in your paper, cite references in text by author and date. Okay, don't forget that. And then all references should be listed in full, alphabetically by first author in the references cited slides. So sometimes other studies calls it bibliography, so others calls it references. And sometimes also the references or the bibliography is subdivided into 4 parts. We have books, unpublished thesis, published thesis, and internet sources. So you have to group them according to your source. Now we go to the presentation slides. So this is the part wherein you're now going to make your presentation using, of course, a presentation tool, and the most popular of them is the PowerPoint presentation. Slides are designed to be visible and to be read by the audience. So in here, there are 14 guidelines that you need to remember in creating your presentation slides. Number 1, use large fonts. So what should be the appropriate size? It should be 24 points. The rule of thumb is that the person at the back of the room should be able to read the slide. Or at least if you are presenting virtual or online, see to it that the content of the slides are readable enough by your panel members. You have to choose sans serifs font such as Arial, Calibri, or Helvetica. Okay? Or in case your institution has given you a format on what font to use, then you may do so. Number 3, if you want to emphasize your presentation, you have to use boldface or underline, not italics. But if you're going to use a boldface, see to it that you have to use boldface from the start up to the end of your presentation. And if you decided to use underline, but never italics. Number 4, use a dark background with light fonts and graphics, or vice versa. If the background is light, your fonts and graphics should be dark. Number 5, do not write complete sentences. So you have to reduce simplified text by using a bullet list. Okay? Do not copy paste sentences or paragraph exactly from your manuscript to your PowerPoint presentation. Okay? Remember that in a PowerPoint presentation, you have to write only the outline of what you are presenting. Okay? Number 6, include no more than 4 to 5 bullet points on a single slide. Use a heading for each slide. So, in order for your panel members not to be confused on what topic are you presenting, you have to use a heading for each of the slides that you are presenting. Avoid long, complex sentences, okay? So you have to break down into relevant subcomponents, and of course, each with a separate bulleted entry. Number 10 is avoid using capitals in the text. Do not capitalize or do not set to capital all the letters that you are going to incorporate in your PowerPoint presentation. Now, when it comes to colors, use no more than 3 colors and avoid combination of this. So, red and green, yellow and white, blue and black, and red and blue. So, see to it that you don't combine these colors, as they are hard to read and sometimes it can cause eye strain and fatigue. When you are presenting figures and charts, that's number 12, make sure that captions and labels are visible. Okay? So you have to make captions and labels for your figures and your charts. Do not just present charts and figures as it is. Minimize the use of animations or transitions, as they can be distracting. Presentation, just as your thesis, is a formal presentation. So let us minimize the use of animations or transitions. Avoid putting too much information in one slide. And if necessary, you use a presentation script. So you don't need to put everything on the slides. If you want to give emphasis on some words or a sentence or a paragraph, it is advisable that you have to prepare a presentation script wherein you can have it as your reference when you are presenting your paper. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you will be notified of my new and upcoming videos. See you in my next vlog. Bye!